For our first project today, I'm taking 2 of these Dollar Tree trays, and I have 4 of these spindles that I got on Amazon. I think it came in like a pack of 12, and so we're going to use a total of 4 of these, add some Titebond Quick and Thick, and glue them right into each corner of our tray. And I'm going to be sure to wipe off the excess glue, that way it doesn't peek through on us. And then I'm going to add some more of that Titebond Quick and Thick to the top of each spindle. Then I'm going to take my second tray, flip it over, and set that right on top of my spindles. And I'm using my middle finger and my thumbs to just push them into the corners. I want to make sure that they're right snugly, that way they don't slide around, and we want our spindles to be nice and even. I set my glue on the top and then let it dry. This Titebond Quick and Thick sets up really quick. Then I took the color Steel. It's a chalk paint by Waverly, and I mixed it in with some salt wash. Now I'm going to paint the entire thing. I want to make sure that I get into all the cracks and crevices and just make sure I get a nice full coverage. I end up giving this 2 coats. And honestly, this ended up being the part of the project that took the longest. And then I pulled out this cute little mold that I got on Amazon a long time ago, and I'm going to fill the entire thing with some hot glue. I wanted something that would set up quickly, and these little molds don't have a micro rim around them. So for me, well, for me anyway, using clay with these molds, just it can be a little tricky. Hot glue actually seems to work 10 times better. I made 2 of these and painting them the color Moss by Waverly. I think it's really hard to get good coverage, especially working on hot glue. It just doesn't take paint that well. I did 2 coats, let it dry, and now we're going to glue them right on the front. And here's the thing. This can be a plant stand or a lantern. And I'm going to have these so they're mirroring each other. Using some hot glue, just glue them right down. Then I'm taking some white wax. This one is by Debbie's DIY, and I'm going to go over the whole lantern with this. And this is essentially going to look kind of like a whitewash. I'm going to wipe some back with a paper towel. I was going to mix some water in with some white paint, but I was a little worried about adding too much water to this wood. I mean, it's just so thin and it can easily expand, and I didn't want to risk messing this up, and this seemed to work just fine. And as you can see, I went over my castings, and that just brings out all that beautiful detail. And then I went in with some clear wax by Sweet Pickins. I wanted to pull back a little more of that white wax and soften it a bit. And this was exactly what I needed to help me get that look that I was going for. But I always forget that I have clear wax by Waverly. I totally could have used that for this. And it's certainly more cost effective than my clear wax that I love to use with my milk paint. But it's fine. It's fine. And look at how this turned out. I think it's so pretty. And I want to know, can you see where I messed up on this? Let me know in the comments if you can see it. I tried to hide it. I got this cute little terrarium at my local grocery store, and as well as that cute little it's a little bee. It's got an air plant in it. It's just so adorable. All right, this video is part of a collaboration, and Jette from Craft Along with Jay is my partner in crime. This is actually our 2nd month doing it, and we thought it would be fun to put together a collaboration where people can create using budget-friendly items or things they already have in their stash. So if you would like to participate, feel free to reach out to Jette or myself over on Instagram, and be sure to check out the playlist too. I'll have it linked down below so you can check everyone out in their amazing projects. All right, on to our next project. I picked up 2 of these round trays from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take 3 of those same spindles and attach them using my Titebond Quick and Thick. I'm lining them up evenly with the round edge of the tray, so that way everything stays nice and even all the way around. I want to make sure that, I don't have one closer to the other. If I'm making sense here, I'm trying. Words are hard sometimes. They really are. I was really excited to craft with these. Normally, I would just walk by something like this because, when in my mind, I always have upcycles in my brain. And so when I look at things, I'm like, oh, well, I can't upcycle that. So I just move on. But I'm really glad that I decided to pick this up because this project comes out so cute, and these were a lot of fun to craft with. And so I grabbed that second one and did the same thing. I flipped it over and set it right on top of my spindles. Let that dry, and I mixed some white chalk paint in with some water, and I'm going to go over the whole thing. I wanted to keep it nice and white and crisp and clean, and just not age this up. Mark this on the calendar because this doesn't happen very often. I gave this 2 coats, and look at this one. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Again, I got this cute little plant and this little worm succulent from our local grocery store, and it's just so adorable. I love it so, so much. And this is what it looks like as, it gets a little darker in the day. So pretty. I love this one, and I want to know if you love it too. All right, on to our next project. I took 4 of these palette signs and this mixture that I've been trying to use up. I mixed in the color dusk with some white and got this pretty baby blue, added some salt wash, and got this really, really fun mixture. And so I'm going to brush this on all 4 of my palettes. I'm not worried about full coverage. I want some of that natural wood to still peek through here and there, and the back side of the palette will end up being the front. And this salt wash dries really quickly. I went over that with the color Mineral and dry brushed that on. I went kind of heavy in some places, but I want to make sure that my blue really shines through and that natural wood. I just don't want to go overboard on this. And once that's dry, I'm going to start gluing them together. And so I'm going to make sure that I have them all facing the way that I want because I almost messed this one up. Ugh, not paying attention. And so this is going to form a box. This is such a cute DIY. I didn't think of this. I know it's been made before, but this one is how I made it, and it's my own. I needed a bottom for this, so I dug in my wood stash and I found this little wooden square. This fit perfectly, so I painted it. That way it would match, let it dry, and then I'm going to glue this to the bottom. I'm going to glue this jute style ribbon at the top. Just wrap that around, and then I'm going to trim it off on the side right into the corner. That way it blends perfectly and you can't see any seam. Now I'm going to make some handles. So I'm taking this wired jute twine and I'm going to cut 2 pieces, both the same length, and then take my needle nose pliers and curl them up on each side. I'm going to glue them down using some hot glue. And I have these brads. Some I had already cut the tips off, and I'm going to use some hot glue and glue them in the center of each one. That way it looks like they're little nails. And I'm going to do the same thing on each side. I'm taking my torch here and burning off all those little hairs. Those things splinter. I don't like them at all. And it definitely cleans the project up. I just don't like those little hairs. And I like how it adds subtle, darker areas to the twine. All right, I'm taking more of that paint in this casting. I have a tote that has a bunch of castings in it, and I thought this little rose would look nice on it. I'm painting it the same color as I said, going over it with white wax, and I'm going to glue that right to the front center of my, it's going to be another lantern or a place to put a plant. So all 3 of these you can use as a lantern or a plant stand. I tucked some reindeer moss on the bottom, added some baby's breath, and tucked in some florals so you can see just how cute this came out. And this is what it looks like with a candle. I love it both ways. You'll have to let me know what you think. As always, I'm going to leave you with a quick little recap. Let me know what you think of all these budget-friendly DIYs in the comments. You know I love to chat it up with you. Be sure to check out the full playlist and go see my friend Jette and show her some love too. And if you didn't see my last 2 videos, they've all been budget-friendly DIYs, and I hope you've enjoyed this little run of budget-friendly projects. But don't forget to come back Friday because I'll be back with some amazing upcycles. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hype me up, and turn on those notifications if you don't want to miss another video from me. Thank you for spending time with me. Until the next one, bye.